Hi, everybody. My name's Angel, and I'm honored and proud to stand before you representing the class of 2023. Family, friends, loved ones, and anybody listening, I know you've heard a few speeches tonight, to say the least, so I'll try to make these next 5 or so minutes worthwhile. I'd like to take a moment to thank my family, because I would not be speaking in front of you all without them. My parents, siblings, aunts, uncles, and too many cousins to count have been my support system through it all. No matter what I've faced, they are the reason I've been able to bounce back every time. Especially my mom. I've rewritten this part countless times, not because I couldn't figure out what to say or because it was too boring or long, but because each time I wrote it, I kept thinking of new things to say about how my mom has been the force behind me through this journey. You know the saying, behind a strong man is an even stronger woman? Well, behind a strong me, there's an even stronger Wendy. You motivate me to push my limits and be myself fearlessly and shamelessly. For some context, my mom's the type of woman who wakes up an hour earlier than she needs to make me breakfast in the morning. She is absolutely terrified of roller coasters, but will never let me ride one alone. She stays up every night I go out until I get home to make sure I'm safe and in bed every night. And she's my #1 advocate even when I'm wrong. Now, if I keep going, I'll start to cry, but I'll finish with this. My mom bends over backwards for me without expecting any sort of recognition. But what better way to show her how much I've appreciated her being my anchor these past years than on the stage? I dedicate it all to you. You are the definition of a hero, and I hope to be a 10th of the woman, mother, and person you are. Now, I can't stand at this podium without expressing how grateful I am to have grown as the person I am today at Westminster, with these people, with this class, with these teachers. To every teacher that's had to deal with me these past 4 years, first of all, thank you. I know it can be a handful sometimes. And second, you guys are what makes Westminster Westminster. A second home for all of us, a home we know we can always come back to. From Miss North answering my incessant texts, to me bothering Mr. Gambrell in the hallways, to never winning a Yahtzee game against Mr. Davis, to barging into J-Lo's room quite too often. The mark that each of you has made on my life and on the lives of this class is invaluable. I don't know where I'd be without every morning that I strut into leadership late, greeted by a teasing remark from Mr. C, running past Myra because I knew I wasn't wearing my uniform that day, walking into lunch to see chicken tenders every Friday without fail, getting to school in the second semester at 7:55 to see all the sophomores in my parking spot. Not so secretly smuggling someone out of school in the backseat of my car. But seriously, all my best memories and all the best people that have made these past years as memorable and life-changing as they have been has stemmed from the school on Warrior Way. Class of 2023, we did it. We graduate high school today. We're walking across this stage tonight and throwing our caps in the air in mere moments. We're taking our first step into adult life, into the future. Moving into a world beyond classes, teachers, and cliques that have defined our lives for the past 4 years. Before I say anything else about our future, though, I cannot thank each and every one of you enough for making these past 4 years as special as they have been. From the small smiles in the hallways and jokes shouted across classrooms, to lifelong friends I hope to one day grow old with. Sorry. I hope to one day grow old with. I'll miss being a part of a class that I can call family. I remember every time I sat in Colonel Parker's room thinking that graduation could not come soon enough, but now that we're here, that I'm here, it feels like we didn't have enough time, but we did. In these 4 years, we said yes. Yes, we've made mistakes, it's part of being human, and these mistakes won't be the last you make. But those mistakes don't define you, they teach you. On this stage, it's not a time to look back and think about all the things you could have done, because the time has gone and passed. Look at everything you did do. Every late night talk with your friends, every time you've accomplished a goal, every impulsive decision that turned into a core memory. You lived in those moments. You wanna know how I know this? Because of all the videos you guys sent me this past week. Videos of you living. As I was working on this video, I saw with my own eyes how you guys live life to the fullest. If you haven't been able to watch it, it's on Instagram, so watch it, rewatch it, and watch it again. See how you lived life to the fullest, every minute, every second. You spent these 4 years living in the present, living like today may be your last. This class knows what it means to struggle, but we know what it means to overcome struggle, to achieve. So promising you that once we leave here, each of you will take yourself seriously, because that is what each and every one of you deserve. Now, before I hand off this mic, I want to leave you guys with arguably one of the most important things I've learned these past 4 years. And the best way to show you this is with this children's book, The Giving Tree. Being my dad's favorite book to read to me as a child, it has held a special place in my heart and on my nightstand for as long as I can remember. On the surface, the story is about giving, but there's much more to it. For those of you who haven't read it, essentially the story is about a tree's sacrificial love for a boy, who only takes and only visits the tree when he needs something. The tree gives the boy everything he can until he can give no more, giving his apples, branches, and trunk. At the end of the story, he is only a stump. Now, what does this tree have to do with us? Well, for a long time, I was the tree. Not here. Okay. For a long time, I was the tree, the giving tree that gave too much. For a long time, I spent my time and energy on people that never gave that type of energy and time back to me. What I learned is that when you surround yourself with people that will give you how many apples you give them, you don't become a stump. You thrive. You grow. So when we step out into the real world, it's our responsibility to prioritize ourselves. Because prioritizing yourself isn't selfish. In fact, it's selfless. Because when you put yourself first, you can give back to the ones you love on a grander scale. Know when to give an apple and when to eat one. Know when to do the things that make you happy and those around you happy. And know when to get rid of the things that don't. Surround yourself with the people that give you apples instead of take all of yours. Put yourself in an environment that values you, for you to be happy, for you to grow. Make others feel important, just like my mom did for me. But remember that you're important too, because you are. Now, if I could ask one last thing out of all of you, would just be to smile really quickly, everybody. 0.5. Thank you.